Sabarimala temple is out as we open this newscast a year after the Supreme Court ended age-based discrimination on the entry of women to the Sabarimala shrine in Kerala. Today, a 5-judge bench gave its verdict on a set of review petitions that won this decision reversed. The decision involves the classic case where faith and belief clashes with gender equality. Women aged 10 to 50 years had no right to enter the century-old shrine till the court decided to step in. Now, on September 28th, last year, the Supreme Court created history by opening the gates of the Sabarimala shrine to women of all ages. This sparked a series of protests as the administrators of the temple refused to permit the court decision to be implemented, claiming that the century-old practice is a matter of faith. Several persons and groups approached the court for a review of the judgment and protection of their religious belief. The court has now agreed to hear the review petitions in open court, which reserved its decision after an extensive second round of arguments. The 5-judge bench was headed by CJ Ranjan Gogoi and his justices R.F. Nariman, A.M. Kanvalkar, D.Y. Chandrachud and Indu Malhotra as its other members. The deity at Sabarimala is Lord Ayyappa, who is believed to be in a state of permanent celibacy. Now, this is the reason cited as the major reason behind the age-old practice denying women of menstrual age group to enter the temple. The judges who set aside the ban on women scoffed at the discriminatory religious custom being founded on a purely biological process such as menstruation. The lone judge on the bench to differ with the majority view was a woman. She felt that a religious practice must be concluded based on evidence in a trial court and cannot be decided in a public interest litigation. There were in all 56 review petitions, 4 writ petitions and 5 transfer pleas that the court will decide on. The security arrangements have also been tightened in Kerala just ahead of the verdict. Supreme Court today also referred to a larger bench the petition seeking review of the Apex Court's 2018 judgment allowing entry of women between the ages of 10 and 50 into the Sabarimala temple. Reading out the judgment, the bench said petitions had sought to revive the debate about what's the religion and essential religious practices. Individual right to pray at temple cannot be superior to what is considered as religious by another sect is what petitions have argued. And to give us more details, I am now joined by Siddharth MP, our correspondent, who's joining us live from Chennai at this moment. Siddharth, now that the matter has been forwarded to a 7-judge bench, and there was a split verdict with Justices Nariman and Chandrachud differing from the 3 other judges, give us a perspective to the dissenting judges, what they had to say.
Well, what we'll have to understand is that primarily whether this verdict actually will stay the earlier verdict, that is what was delivered on September 28, 2018, whether that particular verdict will be stayed now that it is being referred to a 7-judge
So
bench.
we're going to come to that point. We are going to come to that point.
The Sabarimala temple is opening on the 16th of November.
Yeah, we're going to come to that point, Siddharth. For now, I would request you to present the perspective of the dissenting judges right now.
Well, primarily this has been a contentious case that has led to several issues in Kerala, severe law and order problems in Kerala after the verdict was implemented by the state government last year. So what we'll have to understand is that in Kerala, when something like this had happened, now it's important that the judges also consider both sides, because for one side it's about the right to pray and for the other it is what they call tradition and the customs of the temple. So now we'll have to wait to understand whether this, whether when it goes to the 7-judge bench, whether the existing verdict will be stayed or will not be stayed.
All right, Siddharth, the Sabarimala temple is set to reopen for devotees on November 16, something that you were also probably hinting at. Will the Supreme Court's September 2018 verdict allow the entry of women? That verdict had allowed the entry of women. Will that verdict still stand as of now? All right, so we'll try and reconnect with Siddharth, but going by the latest verdict, now that the matter has been pushed to a 7-judge bench, this is the bone of contention at the moment. Will or will not the verdict that was out in 2018, which allowed women to enter the temple, will this stand as of now? Now, that is what becomes the bone of contention after today's verdict. I'm sure we will have an answer to this, but for now, this is being questioned. And what we are picking on is that the matter is now being forwarded to a 7-judge bench. And we're also being told that an admission that the earlier Supreme Court verdict might just be scrapped.